So right now it's 6th of December 1020, and I haven't done a diary since 2nd of December, so 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't remember what I've done. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I'll just skip 3. Yeah, I can't really remember. On Wednesday, I got the Link's Awakening game. Didn't start it on Wednesday. I went to school. Didn't do much. Came back. I can't remember. Thursday, I have much more to talk about. So I woke up relatively early, and I started playing Link's Awakening. I think around 10 to 11, I started playing until around, I would say, maybe something like 4:30. It's one of the experiences that allowed me to understand my mother's actions a little more. Or before, I was less agreeing with her customer service, but we had a customer who couldn't pay us. So she didn't have cash, she had a card. So first it seemed simple. Here's our house. I had to drive down to a small shopping alley for ATM, like a 5-minute drive. I waited there. She said her card didn't work. And it was weird. She said her bank has taken precaution, something relating to fraud or something. I don't know if she's done fraud or got frauded, if that's even a word. But she couldn't access her card. We asked if she had anyone to contact, otherwise I'll just take a photo of her ID and then it would be done. But she didn't have her ID either. So I drove back home, and then we decided to drive her home so I can take a photo of her ID. She found her ID, I took a photo of it. She took a long time to find her ID, I don't know why. It was weird. She also gave me a wrong ID, she gave me her sister's ID, which I didn't realize until later on. So I called my mom, said apparently her parents are coming later, so I'll stay until then. After I hung up, I was like, this is really awkward. I don't really want to stay here. I'll just go. You have her ID. Hopefully she's trustworthy. And before I left the back door, she suggested I wait for her parents. And I waited indoors in her house. I guess I could have waited in my car, but I felt like she invited me in. So I waited in her house, and her parents didn't come forward. By the way, I arrived there at like 5:30. She got her card by like 5:45, and then I waited until like 6:15. And she couldn't get, her parents didn't come. This is when I was waiting in her house, she got me a new ID, which was actually hers. So she was mistaken. It wasn't a driver's license, it was something else. But it was a really stressful day just because of customer service. I just had a photo of her ID, drove back home, and then she sent us a long message later complaining, and the complaints were disagreeable, I would say. So there were a few points that she said. She said the job wasn't well done. It took 4 hours apparently, and I can't say anything about it. It's personal belief. I don't know if she's saying it's not well done because she genuinely thinks it's well done or because of the bad experience. She said she regrets taking the service, which I would regret too if you didn't have money to pay for it. And she said I kind of erased her. I can't remember the exact wording. Any of the wording is like, I think she said that, but it's not exact wording. It's somewhere close to that wording, because she felt uncomfortable with me being in the house. But I thought she invited me in, and what I did literally is I walked in her house. I sat in this couch. Her dog was like all next to me, and I was just watching Reddit for like 30 minutes straight. I didn't really talk much. She offered me water. I said no, thank you. She offered me 3 times. Uh, she asked where her phone is. She was like, "Oh, I can't find my phone." And I said, "Oh, you walked in the kitchen before. Maybe it's there." And that's about it. I just sat there waiting for her parents. So, I mean, I can feel why she felt uncomfortable, but I wasn't comfortable either. And it's not like I had much other possibilities I could do. Come, I can't type this. It was like, what would you do if your customer can't pay you? Like, her story sounds fishy as fuck from the very beginning, and I'm sure any business owner would rather have no customer like that. It's not worth the time. The amount of time I wasted is just God. And another complaint was we didn't tell her that we don't accept card. No card. Most customers don't have a problem. They either have cash or they have bank transfer. Apparently her bank restrictions, according the fraud thing, stopped her from doing bank transfer. Couldn't do PayPal, and so she blamed it on not being able to use her card, which obviously didn't matter because she couldn't use the ATM. Her card got rejected anyway. So having a card reader would have made my life easier, but probably wouldn't make her life easier. It would have just cut out the step I had to go to the ATM and still made things a lot awkward. I guess if we had a card reader, we would just not let her home, I guess. I don't know. What's the normal precaution a business takes when a customer refuses to pay? I don't know, call the police or some shit? That would have been more appropriate. Can I just call the police and ask them about, like, what do I do in this situation? Is this even legal? Is holding the customer back even legal? But I thought we were pretty kind for a customer that didn't pay. What else did she say? Oh yeah, she said she'll call the current affairs. And I was thinking about it. I don't know if she has a case. There's very limited things that she can say bad about us. We do have a business that's ran in a family home, but pretty sure that's not a problem. Like, sure, customers can feel uncomfortable walking into someone else's home, and I would feel uncomfortable too. And I did argue to my mom at least make the door not transparent from her workplace to our just living area, but it was transparent. I don't know. I don't know if there's anything bad current affairs can tell us. I can say a lot of bad things about her, because pretty clearly people agree that not paying customer is probably not a very good customer. She says she'll pay today. She didn't reply to us, so she's not replying to us. Don't know what we should do. Think we have adequate proof that she adequate proof that she got the service. It doesn't matter if she didn't like it. Like, if I didn't like the food in the restaurant, I would still have to pay. It's up to the owners to decide to let me go for free. I guess in a very good restaurant it can happen once in a while with a reputable customer. She was one of a kind. Never had someone like her before. And her life situation seemed like, at least, like she's either really good at acting or like it's really bad for her. Like, apparently her boyfriend is not in a good situation with her. They had a fight. her parents are not answering. Probably that's not a problem. They just ran out of battery or something. She looked really stressed. I don't know. It was $145 for the job. She got the job from a junior technician, so my mom said that's why it was not as good as she thought. But with her situation, I don't know how many of these procedures she got. Surprising. Anyway, that was on yesterday. That was the 5th. So on 6th, which is today, I woke up late, 9:30. My dad woke up, very disappointing for me and him, both of us. I went there, the results came out, it was pretty good, it was 74, 76, 79, 89, boosted my RAM up to 76 point something. I'm probably gonna try to get this to 101, up to 80. Like, it wouldn't mean much. I don't think people care about the GPA as much, but I'll try. It's worth a go. I'll at least go and read the exam when they have the review session. I go Monash 3 times a week anyway. It wouldn't be much of a problem. I came back home, took a nap. The only food I ate is a little snack in between, and the dumpling I had right after leaving, or right before leaving school. Anyway, that's it for today. Let's see what happens to the customer if she ends up paying. If she doesn't pay, I don't know what to do. We have her ID, we have her address. I can just... I mean, there are services that I can call, right? Pretty sure. Can you? Is it possible? We should be able to. It's an experience that every business experiences once in a while. It'd be a good learning experience. I don't think my mom's convinced that she should get a card reader, but god damn.